All right, you can unmute your microphones. Welcome back to the Chopping It Up show. I'm your host, Joe Beer, happy to be of service for you today. Today is March 6th, 2022, back after a long break. 3 o'clock on the West Coast and 6 o'clock on the East Coast. We appreciate all those listening live or either listening to the podcast, whether through iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Twitter, iHeartRadio, or wherever you are on the interwebs. This podcast is brought to you by Block Band Music and Publishing, blockusup.com, SAY Marketing and Promotions, Kevin Peete of ReMax Patriots, Math-Sci Tutoring and Educational Services, Lamik's Videos, Bull City Music School, Prodigious Music Concepts LLC, and the Hbcu Recruitment Center. So we're happy to be back with you guys and got a real outstanding guest, my crab brother, my CB, and we'll get into that because, I don't know if y'all know about crabs and all that stuff like that. But my CB, the one and only Ron Duplessis. What's going on in this podcast, sir? I'm doing good, man. Glad to see you. And very interested into telling the world your story and sharing some of our experiences. And I'll try not to talk too much. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already starting to feel it. I'm already starting to get excited about it. So what I used to do before is I would start with the commercial breaks. But this year we're just gonna go ahead and start in the conversation, and then in the midway point, we'll play all the commercials. So that's how we'll do. We'll do it then, because we want to make sure the people are tuning in and they can see who's sponsoring us. So welcome to the great Ron Duplessis, and let's go ahead and get into it. Ron, where are you from, man? Okay, okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. I always, no matter who I talk to, I'm always learning something new. I didn't know that you spent some time in Dallas, or I mean, in Texas. So that's what's up. Troy said he. Troy, oh, I'm about to say Troy. Troy Milton, president. What's up, man? He said he can't hear you. Now he calling me. I can't answer the phone, Troy. So 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 yeah. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Hopefully that'll do it. Let me make sure. Let me check Skype. Yeah, man, that's the other thing. It was like I try to check all of this stuff a week, but sometimes I don't know how to. You know what I'm saying? How the people can hear on the other side.
Yeah, it's part of technology, man.
I know, cause I can hear them. You know what I'm saying? I don't. All right, all right. Troy, let me know, man. Since you're in the chat, let me know if you can still hear Ron or if you can't. All right. So we got where you from. Now, are your folks from that area, or your folks from the SIP?
So my mom is, and my dad was born in Louisiana,
Okay.
and then pops got the job at Jackson State, moved the family up, and then my dad and my mom met in high school at Provine.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Troy said we good now. I think I must have done something with this mixer thing. This mixer too advanced, man. I think I might need to get rid of get something simpler.
Yeah.
So that's what's up, man. Now the next question I ask is, what would you say? No, that's the second one. What was your first instrument? What did you start off playing?
And I don't remember how old I was, but my uncle introduced me to trumpet very young. I think I was in like third grade, man. Third, fourth grade, he introduced me to trumpet, and then that's what I just stuck with until my almost senior year. Doc decided he wanted me to play mellophone, so he switched me up. But other than that, I played trumpet the entire time. That was the only instrument.
Okay. Now, when you say your uncle, that just brought back something in my head. Is this the uncle who was like, God damn the boys? Is that him?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
snap.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. My favorite uncle. Yeah,
Yeah,
that dude
yeah.
there.
He was hilarious. Okay.
Yeah,
When
he
you
still
said
is.
that, that brought back that day when I think me, you, and Avery was over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Same one, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. Okay. Now, when you say third grade, did you start playing like in the band in third grade, or when did they let you start playing like in the band at your school?
I want to say, I want to say seventh grade, sixth or seventh grade. That's when I actually organized band. You know, you can play in school.
Right.
Um, I think yeah, I want to say it was sixth grade, man. I can't remember. You know, it was so long ago, but I want to
Right.
say it was sixth grade when I started.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I knew it's around that time, cause depending on the district or whatever, they start like band. Cause I think we started in sixth grade or something like that. I
Yeah,
remember it was something
yeah.
like that. Okay. All right. Bet. Now you playing the trumpet. What do you remember um, as your first like HBCU band experience?
So I know I can't, man. I must have been too young or too many years to pass by. But I know with my granddaddy being the band director, I was introduced to Jack State very, very early.
Hmm.
Like so early that I was too young, you know what I'm saying, to like really fully grasp HBCUs and all that good stuff. I just knew a band was loud and I knew they was marching with knees high, and I was like, yes. I said that's what I yes, I can do that. But I know my first like real immersion in HBCU band was that 90 band that went to Hollywood.
Man.
That was the so I was around, I popping in and out was around that band somewhat, just being a child, being younger. But I remember getting hold of that tape when my granddaddy came back. The tape started floating around of the performance. Man, I was hooked. I was like, yep. I was in my living room, marching down Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Right.
Drum major that thing up. I was like, I'm gonna be a drum major all day long.
That's
First thing.
dope. That's dope. And I wonder if it's like, if like we are part of a certain era, or maybe the people around that age, when people saw that tape, because my cousin was in. Well, I had two cousins that was in that '90 band,
Mm.
and one of them was Trump Funk Jeff. I don't know if you ever met Jeff, but or Charles. But his middle name was Jeff, so we called him Jeff. But yeah, he was in that band. But like so many people talk our age talk about that Motown 30. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, that was prime time, dog. That was a lot of people's introduction. I mean, our age, like you said, a lot of people introduction to black college bands because I wasn't going to no games at that time.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to no Texas State games, so that was my first real introduction to seeing, prime time. And like I said, man, just them coming down the street, dog. And first, just when they cut it on and the little banner came at the bottom,
Right.
that was it. I was like, oh my, they look so sweet, dog. They look so cold coming down the street. I was like, yes. I knew the whole dance routine. I knew they cut out the
Right,
little
right,
piece and all that stuff. I knew the whole
right,
thing,
right.
dog. I was
Right.
in the house wearing it out, boy, marching,
Right.
doing everything.
Right.
But at the
Yeah.
time, I wasn't even thinking about like playing an instrument. I was like, I'm gonna be a drum major. I was like, I want to dance, get in front of the band. And then
Hmm.
I ain't never grow.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I guess that's out the window. Then I realized I couldn't dance either. I was like, that's really probably out the window. It's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah. But you know what was funny about when we would like be doing our stuff, you didn't necessarily like have to dance. Like you just be out there like doing the steps.
You just gotta do the routine. I could do the
Right.
routine.
Right.
I couldn't like make my own. You know what I'm saying?
We couldn't be at the club like doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah, no, I wasn't that dude. That wasn't me, dog.
Right. Me
No.
neither. Me neither.
But you can give me that routine though. I'm gonna nail that thing for you.
Right, right. So yeah,
Mm.
that's what's up, man. I would probably that's what was funny is that's mine too. Like if
Yeah,
somebody ever asked me that's my first experience because my dad he would always take us back to Jackson or we'd always be in Memphis because St. Louis I don't know nothing about no bands.
right, right,
So we were always doing it, but that's what did it. And then of course BET would always show the halftime shows and
right.
all of that. So it was just a different time for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's mine. That's mine too. Okay, bet. So you already know, like, you know what I'm saying, that was like you say, you got that experience. Where did you go to high school?
So high school, my first 2 years, ninth and 10th grade year, I went to Callaway High School, and then my junior year, I transferred and I graduated from Forest Hill,
Okay,
in,
okay.
in Jackson, both in Jackson.
Shout out, and just so the people viewing know, Troy Milton is our crab brother from Detroit. What's up,
What up,
CB?
CB?
So of course he 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 said that they did that routine at King at his high school, and then he said that was born doing the routines at the club. That's what he said.
Yeah, hey, yeah, that fit.
You're right.
Yeah, that fit.
So that's what's up, man. Okay, so I remember Forest Hill, and you know what, I think I do remember you talk about Callaway first, and then you went to Forest Hill.
Yeah,
Cause Sweet Chuck went to Forest Hill, right?
that's where I met him at. Yep.
Okay, okay. I thought about Sweet Chuck when I talked to you the other day. I was like, man, I wonder what Sweet Chuck doing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I ain't talked to that cat in a while. You know, he was my roommate freshman year, so
Right. Right.
I don't know, man. It's just
Nope,
time
boy.
and distance.
Man, that those was the good old days, man. When you
Yeah,
look at
no,
it, those was the days, man. Y'all had that Super Nintendo in y'all room too.
man, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't even remember. Dog. I know there's so much mess going on in that room,
right, right. It was, it
and
was.
every other room around there in Dixon. So
Right,
yeah,
right, right.
yeah,
All
I know
right.
what you're talking.
So that's what's up, man. Okay, so you marched and finished up at Forest Hill. Now, what was your college decision process like? Did you have like a list of schools that you were gonna pick from, and then
So
eventually, like, where did you end up going to school?
okay, so that same uncle that you've been, that you know about, he introduced me to Southern in '94,
Oh, okay.
and all because he went to Southern. So all I ever heard about was Southern. Now, mind you, he was training me to play trumpet at young age. I'm already playing, so all I ever heard was Southern. All he ever talked about was Southern. All he ever showed me was Southern, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
knew Jack State existed because my grandfather was a band director, or one of the band directors. So I knew it existed. And I watched State over the years, and I was just like, and I knew most of my family, it came through State. So I was like, all right. But I always been kind of like like a little bit different one in the family. I always going in a different direction. I mean, I'm the only Marine in the family. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of
Mm-hmm.
guys did the service, but I'm the only one who went Marine Corps. So I always been against the grain a little bit when it comes to like decisions when it comes to the family. But for me, Southern was number one. I not 95 for me sold it. I went to the Jackson State Southern game in '95. I want to say I was 15, man, 14, 15 years old. I drove my uncle up there. After the game, he was in a wheelchair. So after the game, I put him back in the car. And I went back. He said, "Man, stay as long as you want, man." He said, "Go back." He said, "I'll be in the car waiting." They was in the stadium till like 2 o'clock that morning,
Mm-hmm.
uh, going down, and I was there for every bit of it. I said after that performance, I taped it on. We still using tape recorders at the time.
Right,
So
right.
I got it taped on the tape recorder, man. I'm talking about I wore the stripping off that tape, man. I listened to that thing so many times. I had Southern songs. Remember, like I had learned how to play all of them on my trumpet just from listening to the tape so
Right,
many times, right? So I was
right.
ready to go. And then I just thought that was just absolute. I just thought that was the worst mascot I had ever seen in my life in person. So I was just like, oh my goodness. I mean, because Southern was at the time they ain't had no woodwinds like they got now, and female. It was all male, all brass. So that thing was. I was like, oh. I said, yep, I'm sold. '96, freshman year. You remember Chad Lewis?
Yeah.
Chad went down. So me and Chad was cool from high school. He went to Jim Hill. We all kind of knew each other around the time. Dwayne Brace, all us all knew each other and stuff. Just from the different competitions and stuff that you go through over the time. So he went down to Southern. He was another influence, man. Come on down, I got you, bro. When you get here, this. I was like, he's come back to me about freshman year. I was like, yep, I'm sold. I was like, for sure. So applied to Southern. Went down. My uncle got me. He called Doc. Him and Doc was real close. He called Doc. This Doc Greggs
Oh,
before he
okay,
passed.
okay,
God
okay.
rest his soul.
Right.
But he called Doc and set up what you call it? You go try. You know what I'm saying? So I could
Right.
try for him. So he went
Right.
down there. He be like, play me. He was all cool with it too. He's like, play me a little bit. Yeah, give me a little bit of that action. I was like, all right, cool. So I went down there, hit it. He was like, hey, I'll put him on scholarship. Done deal. Man, I came back home, dog. I was doing backflips. I was like, man, I'm going to Southern. I started buying all Southern gear, sweats, hoodies, stickers, pom poms, everything. I was ready to go. I didn't graduate high school on time. My senior year, obviously I was bad at math, even though I failed English. But our final paper was 60% of your grade.
Uh
In my
huh.
mind, I was like, well, I can skip the final and just do all the other work and get 100 and
Right.
be all right. So I ain't write my term paper like an idiot. So I didn't graduate on time, so I had to go to summer school. So during summer school, my mama came to me. Nah, my mama ain't really gave me too much direction on where to go to school, what to do, none of this over the years, right? She just like, you need to get out the house, you need to do something, you need to be,
Right.
successful in your life, this, right? But she ain't never really had a hand really all up in it and say, you need to go here and do that. Man, she came up in that joint. One day after, I had got drunk in one of the summer school classes and passed out and fell out, and they had to call the like people and all this. So after that, she was just done with me, dog. So she came back and was like, look, I don't think you need to be going to Southern. I was like, okay. I looked at her like, what am I supposed to do? Because I ain't applied to no other school.
Right.
She was like, I think you need to go ahead and call your granddaddy and apply to Jackson State. Boy, I cried.
Oh.
I cried not because of Jackson State. No, I cried because Southern was like that was my. I've been talking about Southern for 3 years. That's all I've been talking about.
Right.
I got the scholarship. I'm gonna go to school. So I was heartbroken after that decision. I was real mad at my mom for a long time over that. So when I got to band camp, man, in Jackson, I was in bad mood. I was like, I don't want to be here. I didn't want to go to school, and then, it quickly changed as we started going through what we went through in the bonding process and stuff. And then
Right.
now I couldn't see myself going nowhere else. So I ended up at Jackson State. I couldn't see I probably wouldn't have been successful at something like, as far as I probably would have been out of school the first year,
Right.
instead of, making it all the years and getting to the end. So I look at it like that, man. I ended up going to Jackson State. It was a decision my mom, kind of forced on me to do. But I'm glad it happened. Everything happened for a reason, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be talking right now,
Right.
as
Right.
well for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's funny because I was the same way. As much as my dad showed me Motown 30, or we were going to all the games in Memphis and stuff. Like my mom, she was from North Carolina, so she had a little bit more of like a MEAC type of thing.
Right, right,
And so since we saw so much of Jackson State, I didn't want to go to Jackson State either. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I want to make my own way. You
right,
know what I'm saying? So then I did, of course, I go to Johnson C. Smith, and we
right.
get crunk on by high school. You
You
know
know
what I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying? Come on, shout out Johnson C. Come
Right,
on.
you know what I'm saying? And playing on the wrong mouthpiece. You know what I'm saying? Just a whole bunch of stuff. And
It's
uh,
different.
and yeah, and then it just broke me down. So that's how, cause I finished in '96, and
Right.
then I transferred over. Oh man, some helicopter just set my car alarm off, man. Anyway, I don't even know if you can hear that, man.
That's that Cali life, dog. The
I
prisoners
know,
be riding there, you know what I'm saying, running away from the cops and all on TV and stuff. I
right.
remember being out there. Yeah, it's the Cali life, bro.
Yeah, man, and it's obviously low enough because like it's really knocking off my car. I'm gonna have to turn it off in a second,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, that was the main thing for me too. I didn't want to go, and then I ended up going out there and just getting embarrassed. And then especially you see Jackson State all them years, and then you go in and then it's like four trumpets, it's like you and three other dudes, like you know what I'm
Mm.
saying. I was like, man. So that's how I ended up, and we became Crab Brothers in '97.
Oh yeah, 97
Uh,
Thugs in the building.
'97 Thuxers. Okay, so now we at '97. Tell me about what was your most memorable experience marching.
Okay. Uh, I know you say most memorable. I got three instances that stand out to me.
Yeah, go ahead, tell me them
From
all.
that freshman year. I don't remember what bands we was playing per se on all of them, but I do remember the moment. So I remember when I think it was UAPB. They challenged us, and I think we had over 40 trumpets that freshman year, and they had seven. I think wasn't that UAPB game? I don't know if you remember or not, but they stood up and tried to challenge us. And we got up, we stood up and played chase, and I'm telling you that was the meanest chase of the year that we put on them, and I just remember that moment. Um,
It's
I
on
thought it was,
tape somewhere. Somebody got that tape. We had
man,
it.
that tape probably looked terrible at this point in time.
Right, right,
25.
right.
I listened to the stuff I was like, I wonder, I was like, sometimes I look at stuff out and hear it on YouTube from that time. I'm like, was we sorry? I'm like,
I
God, it
know.
sounds terrible. I know we weren't sorry. It's just, the
The
quality of
technology,
videotape and
yeah,
stuff.
it's
Yeah,
different.
man.
Yeah,
It's just, so I know people like, man, they talking all that noise back in the day, man. They sound terrible. I'm like, dog, it's different when you're in the building. But
right.
I remember that moment. I remember Alabama A&M. We went to their stadium and it rained something fierce that game. I'm pretty sure, right? I think it was Alabama A&M. We used to go up halftime, and they rolled out that silver like covering over the field.
Yep.
It's like the stands, the stuff stands made of.
Right.
I just remember how we was slamming. Just I need, you know what I'm saying? We driving our knees. I just remember the sound. We played that Tyrese lately, and we just filled up the stadium. I was like, ooh, I got a little chill on that one. I was like, ooh, I said we are putting it down right now.
Yeah.
And then the last moment, I remember this was my. Uh, this is another memorable moment in the band. It wasn't just from freshman year. It was my last year when I switched over to Mellophone. The first time we were playing Grambling, and the first time we decided to take up swoop on the Mellophone part. I remember that game. I just remember the reaction that we did it, down from everybody on the side. Everybody was like, "Yeah, yes, that's what you did. That's what I'm talking about." I was like, "Yeah, that's what we in the building, not coach." And from the rest of that time, yeah, we was already, we was a menace.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much the same ones. I remember Chase too, and yeah, I wish I had that tape. I had that tape, and then you remember Greg Pettis took my tape and took it home because you remember we went to Charlotte for our spring break, and I
Yeah,
wanted to bring that tape, and this fool stole my tape. Everybody got a band tape story, you know
yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying? And I lost it. I never got that tape back, or either when I got it back, it was all messed up. You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
we ran them so much that we messed all the tapes up anyway. Just we played them so much that
Right.
we wore all the tape out. So it was gonna be the same result, regardless
Yeah.
if he took it if we did.
Yeah. What's funny is just to add on to what you were saying. What I remember about the Alabama State game is, remember we hadn't really heard how we sound. We were just practicing,
Right.
and I think we were at some stop in the buses. I guess eating, and then Dwayne Burge came through, and he was like, "Man, they playing the tape on the bus. It ain't nothing but trumpets or something like that." And so I think we ran on the
We
bus and
playing
we were
Brazilian
listening.
rhyme. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And I
remember.
was just like, damn. I was like, we are like, saying holding it down. So from then on, the legend was born. You know what I'm
Yeah, man.
saying?
We was holding it down that year on the Trump
Yeah,
side.
yeah, yeah. We were nice. So that's something I always remember. Because especially the year before when it was just three of us. You know what I'm saying? There just
Yeah,
four trumpets at Smith. And then, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, you go to that. All right, bet. So what we gonna do now? I'm gonna go to the just looking at the yeah. Troy said R.I.P. To Greg.
Pettis, man. Yeah, that's what I said too,
Yeah,
man. I think
yeah,
Greg Pettis, man.
yeah. So what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna go to the commercial break. We'll take our break, and then I want to ask you like what went on in school, and then like your path and where you went, because I was still around you, because and that's what's dope. Like we done always kept up over the years.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
I definitely want people to hear your story and what happened to you after that year. So we'll come back to that. You can mute your microphones. We chopping it up with the great Ron Duplessis.
Man,
Uh,
nobody great. Nobody great, man.
I see Ron modest now.
Ain't
You know what
nobody
I'm
great, man.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Ron modest and humble. You know what I'm saying? So we'll do that, and then we'll come right back and we'll talk. We'll pick up the conversation after Ron's marching career here on the Marching Podcast Radio Network. We chopping it up with Ron Duplessis. We'll be right back after the commercial break.
Band directors, have you ever found yourselves in this situation? Showtime is quickly approaching. Your budget is quickly disappearing. Your music choices are narrowing. The equipment condition is wearing and your stress level is mounting. Stop what you're doing and contact Block Band Music and find out how we've got you. Check www.blockbandmusic.com, providing music, equipment, gear, and accessories to show style, core style, and traditional bands worldwide.
The source for fair and factual information on your favorite college bands, blockusup.com. Well-written articles, in-depth band performance analysis, helpful resources for band directors, fun band-related topics, and exclusive interviews with some of today's brightest and most talented leaders of college marching bands. Visit us at blockusup.com, the meeting place for band fans and band directors.
Hello, everyone. This is Joe Beard from the Marching Podcast. Is your school, club, or organization looking for high quality decorated apparel to outfit your students, staff, club, or team? Tired of the same old boring white t shirt? Are you in charge of the upcoming fundraiser or special event but don't really have time to troll the internet for ideas or compare products? SAY can help with design and product selection. We can even assist with ideas on conducting an effective fundraising program. SAY can help you save time and get your message heard. So call 1 800 975 3156. SAY Marketing and Promotions.
Give your brand a voice.
If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate in the Southern California area, please contact Kevin Peete of ReMax Patriots. He will meet and exceed all of your needs. You can contact Kevin at 951 858 5942. That's 951 858 5942. Or you can email Kevin at kpsaleshomes at sbcglobal.net. That's KP, his initials, Kevin Peete, KP Sales Homes, all one word, at sbcglobal.net. Thanks again.
You want the best barbecue around? Smokey-O's coming to your town. Ribs, chopped beef, baked potatoes too. Smokey-O's know what's good for you. You want the best barbecue around? Smokey-O's coming to your town. Ribs, chopped beef, baked potatoes too. Smokey-O's know what's good for you. Smokey-O's, come check us out.
Providing online or one-on-one instruction for high school and college students in algebra, geometry, trigonometry, calculus, physics, and chemistry. Visit Math-Sci-Tutor.com. That's Mathsci-tutor, Tutor.com, to schedule a session or contact Michael Okoro at michael@mathscitutor.com. So again, visit Mathsci-Tutor.com, Mathsci-Tutor.com, to schedule a session or contact Michael Okoro at michael@mathscitutor.com, providing online and one-on-one instruction for high school and college students in algebra, geometry, trigonometry, calculus, physics, and chemistry. Mathsci-tutor.com.
Do you like marching bands? Do you love band videos? Go subscribe to Lamik's Videos YouTube channel. Lamik's Videos YouTube channel has the largest archive of unbiased marching band videos on the internet. iPad giveaways, AirPod giveaways, and more. One more thing. Do you like this video? Prove it, motherfucker. Hit the like button right now. Hit that like button and subscribe to Lamik's Videos right now.
Bull City Music School is the modern approach to music. Enroll today and experience one of our virtual classes, and I can personally say that they are great. My daughter is a student at Bull City Music School learning the piano, and her teacher, Janetta Powell Hopkins, is doing an outstanding job. You can call Bull City Music School at 919 423 5701. That's 919 423 5701. Or you can go to their website at bullcitymusicschool, all one word.com. That's bullcitymusicschool, all one word.com. Bull City Music School, the modern approach to music. The HBCU Recruitment Center is the premier hub for increasing awareness and student interest in pursuing a college education at one of our nation's historically black colleges and universities. Founded by Dr. Tamisha Price Brock and Mr. Ricardo Reese, the HBCU Recruitment Center is headquartered in Las Vegas, Nevada, and provides educational consulting, degree and institution matching, and educational workshops for students and families. By forging student partnerships with key institution officials, the HBCU Recruitment Center will be the blueprint and catalyst for increased recruitment, enrollment, retention, and successful matriculation of BIPOC students at our nation's historically black colleges and universities. For more information, visit our website at www.hbcurecruitmentcenter.org. That's hbcurecruitmentcenter, all one word, .org. Or you can give us a call, 1-800-676-1136. The HBCU Recruitment Center. Prodigious Music Concepts, LLC, founded by Dr. Tamisha Price Brock and Mr. Ricardo Reese. Prodigious Music Concepts, LLC offers comprehensive music instruction, education consulting, and professional development services for K through 12 educators and administrators and college university music majors, faculty, staff, and administrators. Headquartered in Las Vegas, Nevada, our services are offered in both face-to-face and online settings, with individual and group services tailored to your needs. Contact us today at 470-771-9447. That's 470-771-9447. Or visit us on the web at www.pmconcepts.org. Prodigious Music Concepts, where we are musically building a better tomorrow.
Hey, this your boy Brandon
and Javante,
and we the Rogers Bros, and you rockin' with my man Joe Big
for the Marching Podcast.
Yeah.
Hello, this is James Barnett, California educator, graduate of Cal State University Long Beach, Chi Beta Chapter, Spring 98, QSI 5, and you are listening to the Marching Podcast Radio Network.
All right, we're back. You can unmute your microphones. Thanks to our beloved sponsors that help us broadcast all of these shows. All right, so we just finished talking about your most memorable experience marching. What did you do from there?
So after I left in 2000, my last year actually marching, I hung around for a couple of years. Going to the games and just hanging around, being in the lifestyle and stuff, until 2001. Right after 9/11 happened, I was like, yep, it's time for me to go do something with my life, like for real, for real. So right after 9/11 happened, I walked into the recruiter office because they used to come to my, I used to work at Ruby Tuesdays in Metro Center Mall down on the first floor.
Yeah.
So they used to come down and eat every day for lunch. And they've been trying to get me to join for like 2 years. And I was like, man, get out of my face. Like, I ain't got time for all that, man. I don't want to do any of that. But then after 9/11 though, just sitting around talking with a friend of mine, I was like, yeah, it's probably a good thing that we go do this. So I went up and joined, and then 2002, it took a while for me to clear the drug test and a whole bunch of other stuff that was going on at the time. So it took a little while to get to where I needed to be.
Right.
But I got to where I needed to be, and then I shipped out for boot camp in August of 2002.
Okay. And I remember that. I mean, of course, all of us remember like when it went down and what we were doing. But I remember I was like, damn, that was the last thing I wanted to do, of course, was go fight. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, just like yourself, were actually signing up. And so that's one thing I always remember about you, man. You always been tough. So, you know what I'm saying, you just had the biggest heart. You were the ace of the 9/7 Thugs, so you know what I'm saying, you had the biggest heart. You know what I'm saying? In our
Appreciate it,
class.
CB.
So I remember thinking like, well, if it's anybody was gonna go over there, I guess that would make sense. It was gonna be Ron. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I remember that, and then I guess I'll let you lead into it. But another thing that I remember, was you being like an instructor, a drill instructor. So after you got in, what happened? Like, what was the timeline after you enlisted? Like, what did you do after that?
First enlistment, man, I got in, went straight to, at the boot camp, you go to your, follow on school or whatever. That was um, it's shortly after boot camp. You get like 2 weeks to go home for leave after you graduate boot camp because they don't want you to lose everything that you had. So they
Okay.
don't let you stay at home long.
Right.
And then they ship you off. So I went to that school. And then once I finished, I went to my military occupational specialty school, which I ended up being in artillery. My school was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. So I went there. That was in 2003. Graduated school in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina was my first duty station. So when I ended up being a drill instructor, I had done 3 years at Camp Lejeune, and then I decided I volunteered to go be a drill instructor, and went down to Paris Island, South Carolina, and did that for 3 years. That was in 2007. 2007, I went to go be a drill instructor.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what I most remember. And I was like, that makes sense for Ron too. You know what I'm saying? And I always thought about you and Full Metal Jacket. Like, I'm going to always remember that movie and how that dude was. And I was like, that's Ron. So I remember, like, I was telling a lot of people, I was like, yeah, my boy. I was like, I know somebody that do that. Like, my boy, you know what I'm saying? That's how I was. That's really dope. So Camp Lejeune, that's in North Carolina, right?
Yep, Camp Lejeune is in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Okay. And then you went to Oklahoma. Now, when you say you were in artillery, were you just like, what exactly does that mean?
Artillery, so grunts close to the fight, shoot.
Oh, okay.
They call when they in trouble. They need some big booms to go off. I'm the big boom.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, and now that makes sense. You know, Noah Ron. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So now, you said 2007. You were the drill instructor. Where did you go after that? Like, what happened after that? Because you've had like a long career in the service. What did you do after 2007?
So 2007 to 2010 was drill instructor, and then when I finished that tour there, that's when I came over on your side, West Coast. I did 3 years over there. Yep. That's when we hooked back up.
Yeah.
So I did the 3 years, and that was just a regular duty, just back in artillery, just doing my normal job at that time. And then I left there in 2013, came back on the East Coast, and ended up in Annapolis, Maryland, doing the Naval Academy, which was completely different from anything I ever done in my life. But that was a good duty, good time, because I was going through a rough time, man. After I left that station in 2010, man, I was going through a divorce at the time when I was in Cali. I had lost a couple friends and some of the deployments we had been on. I was just struggling and wrestling with, like, am I gonna stay? Am I gonna stay in? Like, I was like, I'm gonna get out, man. I can't do this more. Like, I've been over here, I'm testing my luck all this time. I don't think I should go over here no more. I was in that phase of like struggling, trying to think of what I was gonna do with my career. So the Naval Academy, that switch was definitely like a shot in the arm, man. Pick me up to get me for the rest of the trip, man. So after that duty station, I was like, yep, I'm gonna be good. Left there in 2016, went back to North Carolina to do Camp Lejeune again. Did 3 years there, deployed again, came back. And then after that one, that's why I ended up here where I'm at now. Now I'm back in Maryland, at Bethesda Hospital, finishing it out.
Okay, so when you said that you went to Navy school, the Naval School, Naval Academy.
So I was a senior enlisted leader at the Naval Academy. So I didn't go to the Naval Academy per se, man. I was there guiding the students. They were trying to make the decision if they were going to be Navy officers or Marine Corps officers. So I was like guiding their decisions and helping them with their day-to-day life.
Okay, so that was your job.
Matter of fact, Tyrese, you seen Annapolis, the movie?
Yeah.
That's where I was at doing that.
Okay. So that was, because I'm not familiar with the service like that. I was just, so you were always a Marine. You didn't switch. Because when you said Naval Academy, I was thinking like you joined the Navy too. I was like, damn. Ron
Nah,
did
nah. I
that, you know.
stayed. Nah, I rock Marine Corps the whole way, man. But I got to do some just different duties. Because right now I'm at a Army hospital, but I'm still Marine service.
Oh, snap. Okay. Okay. That's what's up, Ron. Okay. So shout out again to the people in the chat room. Let me just give you a round of applause. My man Scarfinger Hood Rich, what's going on? What's going on, twin? It's good to see you, man. I hadn't heard from you in a minute, and I still got your candle. I still be, rocking the candle at night. So shout out to you, man. Um and so okay. So now um you went all the way through. Now tell me about when you went back to school. Like what was your decision with that, and then when did you start doing that?
So when I left state, I did not. I still owed the school money for that last semester, so I couldn't get my transcript. Because my recruiter was asking for it. He said, "You went to college, man. You can come in as a PFC." I was like, "Yeah, I went." And then went to the school to get my transcript. They was like, "You owe this money, so if you want this transcript, pay this money." I ain't having
Oh
it at the time,
wow.
so
Okay.
I never got my transcript. So I went in as a private. And then after I did my second deployment, I came back in 2004, 2005 time frame. I was like, "Man, I got all these credits. Let me put them to use." So I started going to online school at Phoenix, was it University of Phoenix in 2005. Now being in artillery and being in the Marine Corps and deploying and being in the field all the time, it took me a minute. I didn't finish in 2015 because I just had to grind. Class here, 7 week class here. You know what I'm saying? I was grinding at the time trying to get done. So I ended up getting my bachelor's in 2015 in organizational security and management.
Okay. All right. And then what made you then continue? Because I know you have your master's degree. What made you want to continue after that?
So I continued because I knew if I took a break, I wasn't gonna do no more school.
Right.
So,
Right.
so I was like, let me go and get this out the way while I got the time. And I know I still had about 5 years left in the Marine Corps. So I was like, this is the perfect amount of time. And then I was already looking at starting to transition to knowing the time was coming to an end. I was like, I probably should get ready to, I ain't gonna be a Marine forever. I need to pivot and make this move. So I got my master's in cybersecurity studies.
Okay. All right. Now, what made you want to go after cybersecurity studies?
So I didn't want to do that at all. I wanted to be a forensic guy, like actually just real forensics, going on the scene, CSI type thing.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, but I know the amount of stuff that you're gonna have to see, and it's stuff that's in my mind from all the years in the Marine Corps and the deployments and stuff that I'll never be able to get out. And I was like, I don't want that for my day to day interaction, at work. So that's when I told my counselor, I was like, well, what can I use this, the degree for? And I said, I still want to do forensics because I like the art of, studying and going and chasing leads and doing all that stuff. And he was like, well, you ever thought about digital forensics? And I was like, no. And he told me about it. Now, mind you, I ain't know nothing about computers, dog. I just know it cut on, and I know, I can look at my email and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how I started. And then he was like, well, you should major in that. And I was like, okay, and I did. It's been wide open ever since then.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, that was what I was gonna ask you. I actually remember I asked you this question. We were driving somewhere on the 10. We were going somewhere. Do you have like good memories when you were deployed? I'm sure that you're saying you've seen a lot of stuff, but like was there like good memories? Did they outweigh the bad? Was it even? Was there more bad memories? Like what can you say about your experience being deployed? Especially like at like wartime or whatever what was going on.
So me joining, I joined right after 9/11. So my entire career has been wartime. Right. So they stopped, the war in Afghanistan, for us going in, but I was in Syria. You know what I'm saying? My last deployment was in Syria, which ain't had nothing to do with Afghanistan and none of the rest of the places. So, we still getting it in. We just, it ain't as highly publicized or televised like it is,
Oh, snap. Okay.
and some other stuff, right? So over the time, I can say, man, I've had plenty of good, great memories as a Marine, being on deployments. And just some of the stuff, some of the memorable things you remember going to these different countries and stuff and ending up at these, limo ports in Paris and just in these other places you just never saw yourself being, at any point in your time. So, I remember those times. And, there were even fun times, man, being in the desert, man, being out there in the dirt with your boys and just, it was rough times, man. Then it came a long way. I can say from 2003 for my first deployment to 2017, the last one. I said it came a long way with, getting us showers and make sure we can still Skype or do whatever with your family and all that stuff. Man, that first one, dog, no water, and no internet.
Wow.
Straight up writing letters to people.
Which is old school now.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't even know how to address letters no more.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's what's up, man. I remember when you were here, you told me I was like, cause I was really interested about like what was going on, but I didn't know like what to ask, you know. So I remember you told me a couple things, and like stuff on the like you were explaining stuff, cause even what you just said, PFC. What is a PFC?
So for us, that's the second rank, enlisted rank, second enlisted rank.
Okay.
So you have private and then private first class.
Okay. So yeah, you broke some stuff down. You told me what a IED, is that what a IED was?
Yeah.
Cause yeah, I didn't know anything about that. Yeah. So that's what's up, man. So when I think of you and Kevin Lewis.
Kev, shout out Kev Lewis.
Yeah. I've been buying.
Hold up, I'm proud of that man. That man went lieutenant colonel, man. That's big, dog. Black lieutenant colonel. I'm proud of that boy, man. When I seen that, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Get that.
Cause I remember he had good grades, so I was like, I know he gonna get it. Like, well, I was like, well, first, like, well, I know he gonna graduate, cause you know, I was kind of shaky there myself, and then I was like, I know he gonna get a good job, and then when I saw he went in the service, I was like, damn, I was like, what's going on with that? So I interviewed him, and he talked about it, you know, just being able to have a job right when he finished school and all of that, and so now you know he doing the bow ties and stuff. I've been buying a whole bunch of ascots from him. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be Charles Woodson on them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm trying to rock the ascots out there.
You know what I'm saying? We about to hit the mid-40s, dog.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to bathe and everything. You know what I'm saying? You got to do all of that stuff. So that's what's up, man. So, yeah, when I think of y'all, I mean, I just got so much respect for you, too. Oh, you know, and Chad, you talked about Chad in the service. Yeah. I didn't know Chad was in the service.
Me and Chad been talking over the years, man, because you know he be in Germany, be out. I'm like, man, you doing much more than I'm doing.
Yeah,
I was like, man, I don't get to get the good stations like that. Shoot, I get the desert. You get the good life.
Yeah. So I know when that book came out, when you know I wrote that little part in the book. He said, yeah, you can send it to my home address because I'm in Germany. I was like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying, like for real. So, yeah, man, I just got much respect for y'all, man. I just know it's something I couldn't do, but it needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm real proud of you, man. And then especially now you got your master's in something like super, super hard. You know, like just mad impressive, man. So, yeah, man, I always proud of you, man. I always remember me, you, and Avery. We was hanging tight, man. So
I still hang out with that cat, man.
Yeah.
You know he up here in Bethesda, man. So you know we go play golf, man. That's my boy right there.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm always be my boys, man. After all these years, so I'm glad I'm still able to keep up with y'all. Okay, so now, what are your plans now? Because now it's 2020. You said that you actually deployed in 2017.
I did, man.
Okay. All right. So now you back now. So like, what's on the radar now moving forward?
Retirement.
Right.
Like for real. I'm retiring in June. You know, I got in 2002, so 22 is my 20 years. Good. I'm gonna get into cybersecurity, moving to Georgia. You know, taking the family, we're gonna move to Georgia, be close to family. You know, and just live out the rest of the time working in cybersecurity, man.
Right. And then Georgia's a good spot because you like 5-6 hours from the SIP. Right. So like you ain't that far. And then how far is Atlanta from like DC? What's that, like 6-7 hours, something like that?
No, that joint like 12.
Oh, 11, really?
12 hours. Yeah, man, that joint. It ain't nothing up here, man. It's rough.
Oh yeah.
Driving up here, I mean, it takes us 10 hours. Usually when we go visit my I still go visit my grandma every year.
Right.
For Thanksgiving stuff. Usually it takes us 10-11 hours to drive there.
What? I didn't know it was that far.
Yeah, dog, it ain't close.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. And maybe where I'm thinking about Charlotte, because it was like something my mother would say it was like 6 or 7 from Charlotte.
Right.
But that would make sense because I guess that's another like 4 or 5 hours to Atlanta or something. I keep thinking that Charlotte and Atlanta are closer to what they are.
Yeah, them joints ain't close, bro.
Yeah.
Right. That's why. So like over the years, man. So I done had like I said, my duty stations, right? It been North Carolina, which was 14 hours to Mississippi, driving, right?
Mm-hmm.
California, you already know how far that is,
Right.
right? And then back on the East Coast, but Maryland 2 times, and North Carolina again. So people be like, when I went to the game, I think the last game I went to was in 17 because I was on leave. It just hit at the right time. And I went to a game in 17, and people be like, man, where you been, man? I'm like, I ain't close, bruh. like, I can't just be leaving because I got work to do,
Right.
and I'm not close.
Right.
I try to get people to understand that, man.
Well, that's what's up, man. Here, let me see. Let me just change this camera. Someone, Be Fresh said, love the boom. So shout out to whoever Be Fresh is. But yeah, we definitely love the boom. And yeah, of course, Scarfinger said Scarfinger said, yeah, it take 3 hours to get through Virginia with no traffic, which is rare on
Ain't
the
no
95,
such thing.
right?
Ain't no such thing as no traffic up here. No such thing.
Right.
You leaving 2 in the morning, it's crowded.
Wow.
Like, what's going on?
Wow, that's crazy, man. And then that's the crazy thing. I didn't know, but it's expensive to live there too. Like, you've been in California and you've been there, so you know how expensive it is across them 2 states.
Yeah, dog.
So
that's why I'm moving to Georgia.
Yeah, I'm about to say yeah. So I'm gonna keep you posted on what's going on with me too. So we'll just kind of see how that turned out. So that's what's up, man. Let me give the great Ron Duplessis a round of applause.
No good.
So you gonna retire? So does that mean that like, do you always get like some type of salary, or do you then go out and find like another job, or just do something totally different? Yeah.
Both. I'm gonna always get a salary, and I'm gonna go get a job.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what's up right there. Yeah, I don't think I knew that. But yeah, that's all right there. But that makes sense though. You know what I'm saying? You earned that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up, Ron. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Shout out to all of the great class of 1997. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying? Wherever y'all are, that was a great year. We had a really good class, and a lot of us are all out, doing things, all spread out. So definitely proud.
Before we go, man, let me give a shout out to the band now. You know what I'm saying? Current band. Like I've been impressed over the last just the week and down in the sound. And the power of the band and over the years. Everybody, all the funk we gonna talk noise. From class to class and who's the best and this and that. And I'm like, man, these young cats that's playing trumpet now, they got a whole nother set of pressure on them that we ain't have. Because they got to play over 17 mellophones and over 25 baritones. And
right.
like, you know what I'm saying? There's only 27 of them. Like, it's like, come on, man.
Right.
It's like, you can't do that on your best day. So they hold it down. I guarantee if you cut all that out and put them next to somebody else, they be crushing them. So I just shout out to the Boom Nine, Lowell and all the rest of them that came up during our time that's leading them now. Keep holding it down, man. I actually get to go some games this year. Yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up,
Yes.
man. And that show we definitely in that grown man group now, because I remember my dad would say, oh, I marched with him, like Sam Griffith, the director who was at Alcorn for a while. He's like, oh, I marched with him or something like that. This one of the younger members said something to me, and I was like, yeah, I was there from 97 to 99. He was like, did you march with Dr. Holland just like that? I was like, Lowell? I was like, Lowell's? I was like, yeah, taller than everybody. Hell yeah, I remember that. That made me feel old. Like I was excited for a second, but then I was like, damn, like that sound like my dad.
And he younger than us.
Right. Right. So yeah, that's what's up, man. Seeing that, and I totally agree with you. One thing I really like is that it seemed like we done kept the consistency for the prestige of the program throughout the years. Like we ain't have like no fall off years, like let's say Norfolk or like some of them other bands. They were like, man, they were the bomb in the '80s. Something like we didn't always been consistent. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's I'm I'm proud of that and glad that I actually went to Jackson State, and definitely came in '97. Because
Yeah,
I'm glad, you
great.
know what I'm saying? Shout out to 96. We appreciate y'all, but I'm glad that, you know what I'm saying, I came in at 97. 97, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Good times, dog.
Yeah. That's what's up,
Well,
man.
that was a great year to be a freshman on the line. You
It,
know what
it
I'm saying?
was. It was, man. It was. All right, so Ron, anything else? Any closing shots or anything that you want to say before we sign off?
I say, man, appreciate you inviting me, let me on, man. Tell me a little bit of my story. I know we time condensed and stuff. You know, there's a whole lot more we can have stories on, but you know, me and you always catching up. To everybody else, man, I ain't seen in a minute, dog. I know it's probably people in here like thought I was dead. I've heard that a couple times. Like I thought, I'm dead. Nah, man, I'm still here. I've been grinding. But hopefully, you know, in a couple upcoming years, I'll be able to get to smoke games. I see some people. But if you know me, you got my number, man. It ain't changed since then, man. Hit your boy up.
For sure,
I
man.
ain't, I ain't on social media like that, so I can't tell you, I can't tell you no handles or nothing because I don't do none of that.
Yeah, let me give you a round of applause first. And it's funny you say that because, like, usually when I do the show, I like go to Facebook and then I get some pictures. And then I was looking, I was like, oh, Ron ain't on Facebook. Ron, you know what I'm saying? He ain't on none of that. So yeah, he was able to send me some pictures. And I was playing the slideshow a little bit. I'm playing it now while we were talking. So yeah, man, with the family. And good old Kim. Kim,
Yeah, man.
man, Kim, you know what I'm saying? Kim
We
been
still holding down.
right. Kim been for a long time, man. So y'all been together for real, like 20 years, more than 20 years or something like that.
Hey, that's another podcast for another day. We done known each other for 25 years plus. But yeah, that's another podcast another day. You see my kids pop up on there, man.
Right.
I got a bright skin one, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, I was just saying overall, because you know you can look back and say, oh yeah, you throw it the
Yeah.
time.
We
Yeah.
always been in contact with one another. We always been there.
Right. Y'all were just meant to be, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So that's what's up, Ron. Let me give you another round of applause.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
The ace dog, you know what I'm saying, for us. So yeah, we appreciate you guys signing in and watching us today. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor or a patron to the Marching Podcast, please contact the show, and we'll give the criteria so you can start to pub your business on our platform. We'll play your commercial. We'll post your website on the blog. We'll help send out your information through social media, and you guys see the little ticker down there at the bottom on the main screen. And we'll put your information down there as well. We want to circle the dollars around our craft and help build opportunities for our schools and our communities. So contact us so we can help build your business. That's all the time we have for this podcast. Check out the website and donate what's in your heart to themarchingpodcast.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Thanks to you for listening. And remember, the eye is a better pupil and more willing than the ear. Advice may be misleading, but examples are always clear. See you next time.